When I travel, it usually revolves around finding reptiles in the wild for my other channel, Reptile Adventures. But I also travel to immerse myself in the culture I'm visiting to learn as much as I can about it and the people who live life different than I do. Our collective human experience on this planet has so many interconnected pathways, and to me, exploring those pathways is one of the ways that gives me a deeper understanding of my own existence, and with it, a deeper appreciation for the unique and vibrant cultures of the world and how that ties us all together. But a place that combines a misunderstood religion with a unique and interesting culture and pythons? This is definitely my kind of place in the world. And this place, the Voodoo Temple of the Pythons here in southern Benin in West Africa, was definitely a place I had looked forward to visiting for years. As much as the voodoo religion and pythons may be strange to people around the world, for me, I couldn't wait to start my tour to absorb as much of the voodoo culture and how it intermingles with these beautiful and misunderstood creatures, and add to my fascination and appreciation for both of these passions. So welcome to the Temple of the Pythons here in Benin in West Africa. This temple is 8 centuries old.
Yes. And during the tribal wars, one of our ancestors go and hide in the forest where she find a python. And she came home. Why? Because when she take it, the enemies just pass around her without attack her. So she looked like safe. She came home, just close to the voodoo temple. They've made a small home inside. The pythons are worshipped, protected. And even right now it's still the same thing, but with only one ethnic, like one tribe, and the name of this tribe it's called Ouidah.
Ouidah, the name of this town.
Yes, and it's the one pronunciation of Ouidah that became to Ouidah. So here the difference between this temple and the others, it's the pythons. In our local language, the python is Dangbe.
Back in history, during the disgusting slave trade that happened here in Africa.
You know, that's not about the slavery. It's before slavery.
Before slavery?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, from 13th century.
I see.
That's why from 13 to 21, it's meant 8 centuries.
So 8 centuries ago,
yeah.
A woman was running away from her enemies, yes. And a ball python saved her.
Yeah. And Bringit came home. And even right now, we are her descendants, we are her child. So we maintain the tradition. So this place was a big forest before. That's why we have some big trees. This tree, in our culture, it's sacred. His name is Iroko. This tree, alive or died, it's sacred. If he's still alive 3 years ago, we'll have 4 centuries. 3 years ago, the tree died. So to don't let the branches destroy everything when he will fall. That's why we cut it, to maintain the important part. On this part, every time when people came in this temple and prayer, sometimes they offer palm oil, goats, chickens and different things to the tree.
This tree would have been 4 centuries old.
4 centuries.
Wow.
This tree, it's possible to touch it with your left hand and make your wishes.
So everything in voodoo is with the left hand. So in the voodoo culture, you touch everything with your left hand. The left hand is very important in voodoo culture because it's the closest hand to your heart.
This is the voodoo temple and it's open 6 days on a week. It's about a week. Maybe next week it will be open this day.
But it's not open today?
Not open today. Here, when everybody, anyone, white, red, black, yellow, short, long, no matter where you are from or where you're from, have any problems, like health problems, about job, many disease, different problems. To get inside, it's free. You will come, the priest will receive you, help you with many rituals to have satisfaction. It's like hospital. And also, it's about the spiritual.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this temple many artists, many international people stay in America, Europe, different places, South Africa. They call us. They give us their names. We praise from here, and they get satisfaction.
Can you kind of go over this again? So this is
Sacred part.
okay.
And this part name is Zengbe, and we use it one time every 7 years. And this part is protected by the cement. That's why it's old, around 1 century and 8 years. When it's not the period, it's closed. But when it's the period, the priest have to spend 3 days in this room, 4 days in there. That means 7 to purify himself.
7 days.
Yep.
3 days in there, 4 days in there. Yep.
Before to open the pots. And the priest will be with 41 menopause women. But today, in the beginning, it was 41 menopause virgin girls. But today, it's going to be 41 menopause women.
And why not virgins?
Because virgins are not virgins again.
You just can't find all those virgins. So now it's women who've gone through menopause.
This is one of many gods of voodoo. His name in our local language is Ogu.
Ogu?
Ogu.
Ogu?
Some language said Gu. I can say it, God of iron. It's for those that work with metal, like forgeron, tailor, mechanic, driver, hunters, farmers, everybody. And here, when the business is long, you have to take one of what you use in your job and add palm oil, that is yellow, soft drink, chickens, cornflowers. And then we'll put it there and pray for the good business.
So in the voodoo religion there are gods for just about everything, and this one behind me is the god for mechanical things. So if you're working with cars or motorcycles or anything mechanical, this is the god for that.
And this god never put alcohol on it, because alcohol is to send the bad things to the people. In the beginning, our ancestors used this one to protect the village, the tribe.
All right, so we've got to take off our shoes to go into this temple here. There we go. All right, so we're going into the Temple of the Pythons. Look at this. There's a whole pile of ball pythons here.
And they are all alive.
And yeah. And now you got pythons over here, pythons over here, you got pythons down here.
This is the sacred water they drink.
This is the sacred water that the ball pythons are drinking here.
And that's also what we use and made our wishes. We pray. It's here we pray.
And it's in here that you pray to the ball pythons.
So if you want, you can also do it, but only positive wishes.
Yes.
And you will pray in your heart in silence. So I will explain if you are interested to do. If not, you can go close, touch, take pictures. If you have any questions, do not hesitate.
What do people usually pray to the ball pythons for? What do they ask the ball pythons for?
Health,
Health?
family, good business, long life.
Those are good things to ask a ball python for.
But when you ask good negative things, like send the bad things, it will return back to you. So that's why those wishes will be in silence in your heart.
And that is the power of the ball pythons. So the ball pythons that are here, they all came to this temple from where?
From the houses, from the forest, everywhere.
And they are brought here, or do they come here on their own?
Yes. And in the different village, the pythons are not sacred, so people kill them.
Yes, I know.
But in this village, nobody can kill them. That's why when people found them in the different village, they bring them kids here.
Now, if you kill a ball python in Ouidah,
Yes.
you can go to prison for that.
You can go to prison, but the first thing you'll have, it's spiritual. It's the bad things. It's like punishment. and it's spiritual. So nobody don't want to have this one here.
Sure.
So that's why we respect, we protect. Even when you not worship, you have to respect.
So the ball pythons in this temple were actually brought here from the villagers in this town so that people could pray to the ball pythons. And again, they can only ask for positive things from the ball python, because if they ask for negative things, that's going to bounce back and it's going to affect them. You know, we all know that people have that stupid saying that the only good snake is a dead snake. And here, you can actually go to prison for killing one of these pythons. So the voodoo followers of this temple, they will take all of these pythons and put them down below with the holy water, and then they will all sit around this circle here and pray to the ball pythons. In all my travels around the world, touring strange places, especially strange temples, this is the most incredible and magical temple I've ever been in, but I could be a little biased because, well, this is the temple of the ball pythons. But this temple isn't just amazing. This temple is actually magical. All right, now, how'd you get up there, buddy? You gotta watch where you walk, because there's pythons all over the temple floor here. There's even a few up on this ledge. All right, so that is the main temple of the ball pythons, and now we're going to continue our tour. So tourists come here from literally all over the world to see these snakes, but I really don't think they're looking at these snakes the same way we are.
You can see on the faces.
May I film you? Okay.
The scars on the faces.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2, 4, 10. That's many. 10 marks. Because the python have 5 on this way, same thing by the next way. So that's meant 10. And this is the tribal marks. They have it on the faces to don't be attacked by the enemies during the tribal wars.
I see.
So in the beginning it's like ID card. But right now people don't do it again. You can see on his faces.
Yes.
Also.
May I film you?
No.
So what he's saying is that because ball pythons, as we know, have heat pits, the followers of this temple will carve those heat pits into their faces to show their solidarity with the ball python. Of all the places that I've explored all over this world, especially all the temples that I've explored all over this world, this one meant the most to me personally. Not only because of my love of pythons, but also because of the amazing history behind this temple. And off camera, I was talking for hours with the practitioners of this voodoo temple, and they were just as interested in who I was as I was in who they were. The people of Africa are the most welcoming, friendly people I've ever met in the world. And hopefully one day, I'll get to return to this temple and get to explore it all over again. So this is my newest channel. Please help it grow by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button when you do hit that bell so you do not miss a strange upload. And until the next strange adventure from wherever in the world that takes me, embrace your strange and rattle on.